is Rexime Mantillo and welcome to my video vlog. For today's video is my purposive communication project, and I would like to make a reflection on each of the participants' statements from the video that I was chosen. And this video, if you can watch on YouTube, is from the late 1950s foreign exchange debates uploaded by Archive MC, currently named the Mental Health Treatment. The video that I choose is all about communism. In 1954 debate, teenagers from the Philippines, India, Norway and United Kingdom. To make you understood more about this video vlog, I would like to read you a short description of this topic. These young delegates, we have Johnny Antillon in the Philippines, Peter Hanson in United Kingdom, Gunnar Asland in Norway, and Vangala Ram in India. They discuss the problem of communism within their respective countries. In a most lively discussion, the students look at the topic from numerous angles, but stress particularly how we can, at the same time, control communism and protect civil liberties. Whether politicians should deal with internal communism, and whether it would be advisable to outlaw the Communist Party are also considered. In this connection, several related problems are brought to light. Would the party be more difficult to control if it were to be forced completely underground? Would there be danger of confusing liberals and other nonconformists with communists? An attempt is also made to define subversion, and several opinions are presented. Whether or not congressional committees are opening fairly and successfully is also discussed. One student expresses the fear that men may be unnecessarily hurt because of the fact that a committee may publicly suggest that he is guilty of some act, and yet is not empowered actually to establish that guilt or innocence. While much of the discussion centers around the problem in the United States, several of the students describe what is being done in their country about the problem, and the point is made that the solution for one country may not necessarily be the answer for another. First delegate is from India, and Vangala Ram says the basic assumptions is that poverty and illiteracy produces communism. But it doesn't seem to be working that way, because India, you do have a great deal of poverty and illiteracy. You don't see communism rampant in those actions. Paradoxically, it is the rampant among the educated people and the rich people. And the minorities and the produces a great potential danger, hence a different kind of solution has to be found. Ram is strictly attached to his point. That is the case of India. It was British imperialism that had caused communism. British imperialism caused poverty in India. It has helped to perpetuate poverty in India. Peter Hanson from UK says, in Britain, they consider that the main cause of communism was the caste system. I think the greatest obstacle to communism in India is the caste system. Peter caste system ensures that the poor and there are rich. Ram, as far as the big gap between the rich and the poor is concerned, it's again the British. The British produced poverty. It produced illiteracy. It produced the educated, unemployed youth. And therefore, it produced communism. Johnny Antillon from the Philippines, it doesn't matter if you cause a man to be poor. What makes it worse if you keep him poor? Ram even goes on to say that it was good on the part of the British that gave independence to India. In fact, one of the most remarkable events of the 20th century is the independence of Asia. Had India not gained independence, he would have been communist today. But then because they had delayed the independence, it helped produce poverty and illiteracy even more, preparing a potential threat of communism to India. The interesting made here, communism is a barter system. You buy your bread and sell your freedom, because the animal instincts in a man are stronger than a human instincts. But the moment you get your bread, you want back your freedom. Thereby, communism is a short-term arrangement. There is imperialism in China, as Ram said. It is being ruled by Russia today. The Chinese owe their allegiance not to China but the communist world, and therefore they are dictated by Moscow. But soon a time will come when China will awaken from that slumber and will realize that it is being ruled by the Russia. And then a conflict between them will arise. That conflict is inevitable. The day that conflict occurs, the world will be liberated from the shackles of communism. For me, after watching the video, I wish TV stations in the Philippines would start to produce this kind of show to raise social cognizance about the current taboo issues. I love how they let each other talk first before replying, because arguments today just comprise of swearing, shouting, and violent temper tantrums. John is a realist while Ram is an idealist. They both outstanding. I would say the Indian guy Ram was so intellectual in his points, and I am wondering why the world saw communism as this much of a threat back then. These debates made me think that our present education system is completely a disaster. Look how these men spoke so intellectually and respectfully. Can we expect this type of a debate, a behavior in the present day situation? It is expected that India and Philippines would stand out on this debate, as both countries experience oppression and poverty. They were exposed to different issues and sees a lot more than ideas because of their country's situations. You have to have a background on Philippine history to understand Johnny's arguments. I think his position reflects his education. Remember that Philippines was colonized by the US, and even after a decade of independence, its influence and presence can still be felt in the country. America was weaponized education and used it to sort of shape and thinking of their little brown brothers. I think the Indian man had the most reasonable arguments. He stayed calm and spoke everything up to the point without exceeding the limits of human rights through his words. The Indian guy was most outstanding in his depth and understanding of issue at hand, and was more mature than all the other three combined. He put his points across clearly and also lectured the other candidates without mincing words. The Filipino guy was very pragmatic and direct, and his solutions were the most practical. Very nice debate indeed. You'd like the Indian guy to be leading a country, the Filipino guy to head the army, and the Norwegian guy head to the judiciary. The British guy could become a movie star. That's all for today's video. Thank you for watching. Bye-bye and God bless.